ASAP since the last time? Wolf?
Nah, I haven't seen him since the last time.
France somewhere.
Yeah, so we're doing something amazing.
Hell yeah.
For real.
That shit fucked me up when he got up the elevator. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, ASAP.
Yeah.
Go in there, yo.
Bro, that's why I love New York, bro. Cause shit like that could just.
Ain't given time.
Nigga, ASAP. I'm like, I'm walking to the elevator. The door open. ASAP.
ASAP, right?
Oh, shit, what up, man? I'm like, ASAP, what's good, nigga? You did interviews there?
Right.
He's like, nah, I got an office. I'm like, oh, word?
Yup, sure do. My people, we are rolling. We are good to go.
Oh, we on?
Yes, sir. You can start whenever you ready to go.
All right. Welcome to the first episode of No More Favors Podcast. I'm your host, Siberia, a.k.a. Mr. I Am Brooklyn Apparel. Today, we're going to make history. Well, it's going to be history either way because this is the first episode, and I got a special guest sitting here with me that's doing a lot of big things, and we're going to try to get into every little thing today. We're going to try to get some sneak peeks of what he got coming up, and we're going to tell you how much he's doing, and we're going to tell you how to get in contact with him. So without further ado, I introduce to you my guy, Credle.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Trying to make sure you get the spotlight that you need. Make sure everybody know about this Wxlfpack thing you got going on, because that's a big thing right now. And
Yes.
I see you out here working, and I couldn't have figured a better way to start my show off by showing you appreciation for what you're doing, because it ain't too many people that's out here doing original stuff right now. And I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so the whole Thriller effect, I was like, oh, all right, that's dope. That's dope. And then just how humble you was and everything when we met, from the time we met. And a lot of people, when you meet them, you don't, they might, give you the industry thing. And as we talked, the more we talked, I seen you was a real genuine dude. And I was like, all right, I want to see what he's doing. I want to keep up with you. And I just want to make sure that in 10 years, I could still say, let me call my guy Credle and see what's going on.
No, facts.
So, today I wanted to make it all about you. I wanted to make sure everybody know what you're doing, what you got going on. And I definitely wanted to spread this Wxlfpack a little further. So tell the people what's going on with the Wxlfpack movement.
Oh, man. Wxlfpack is, we can start off, with the record itself, or the musical film that,
the musical film, absolutely.
When I wrote the record, Wxlfpack, I had a, film in mind when I was writing it. So anything when it comes to any records, when it comes to the creativity, I'm always thinking of how would this visual look, so I wrote it in a certain way. And honestly, it was, a lot of the record was a lot of feelings that I had suppressed.
Okay.
Like deep down inside, and I didn't even realize.
So that's why it got that strong feeling to it. It's like you know how some music you could you hear it, but then some music you feel it.
Right.
So that's why I got that powerful impact to it, because it was something that was personal to you.
No, absolutely. And even down to the bars, like my man's just died, but can't let it get to me. He was a teammate, more like family. He was the GOAT. Like it was crazy, because and RP to my friend Blade that I met in college. We played college basketball together. So when he passed during the pandemic year, during COVID, like there was no going to funerals. It was it's unreal. So it's like I didn't get to have that goodbye. I didn't have that, closure.
The closure.
It's just I just never seen him again. You know what I mean? So that just hit different for me. And what hit different for me also is that it happened with him being in a car accident, and it was like I was always in the car with him. You know what I mean? In college, like, and I went to school. I was, fortunate enough to have basketball bring me outside of my, my neighborhood, which is, Jamaica, Queens. I grew up in Busy Projects, and without basketball or being good or great at it, I wouldn't
Mhm.
have experienced the world. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't come from the richest,
Right.
parts. You know what I mean? So,
But you made it work,
but
though.
it's exactly like basketball. That was my vacation during the summer. You know, we traveled to this city, that city, and I went to school in Massachusetts, and he actually was from Cape Cod. You know,
Mhm.
so if I can't get home real quick because it's 4 hours away, I would just go, back home with him
Back
and
home.
spend time with his family and everything. So that was
So
a
that was
brother
like
to
your
me.
brother.
Yeah,
That was your brother.
that was
Your
absolutely.
brother without being blood brother.
Right.
Okay.
So it hit a lot different for me. So I didn't know that I didn't have any closure on that situation until the bar started just coming out, just pouring out. I'm just like
Natural.
writing. I'm just writing. And I'm like, oh snap. And I have to pause for a second. I'm like, dang, like I didn't deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just black men.
But yeah,
it's important for us to,
yeah.
we
We suppress a lot.
Yeah,
We suppress a lot so we can keep moving.
Yeah.
And then when we finally get a chance to sit down and actually, get into our feelings, then we see that we so, it's a lot going on. We ain't handle a lot of different things. So music is therapy for us a lot of times.
Right.
And then we grew up for so long with the whole thing about, don't be a sucker. You're a sucker.
Mhm.
Show your feelings. You ain't supposed to cry.
Right.
You ain't supposed to this. But real men cry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Real men cry. Real men hurt. We
Mhm.
go through a lot of stuff. And that's big that you saying that you acknowledge that you was going through something. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't reveal the pain, you can't heal from the pain.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with your record, you healed your pain, but you healing the pain of a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's your story,
Mhm.
but it's a lot of people's story out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this could be their anthem.
Mm.
This could be their anthem. And don't stop, because every day is a healing process. Every day we're gonna heal. Every day we're gonna grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You carrying them with you and your memory, and you making a legacy for him. That record is a legacy because that record gonna live forever.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And
Thank you, man.
you know it's gonna live forever because, all right, so it's the song is in 2K. Is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I know you're a humble guy, but come on, man. Let these people, let the
Yeah.
people know. Don't,
Yeah.
let them know what your accomplishments are, man. We
right,
here to
so-
celebrate you.
So the original record, which is featuring Young Devin and Tremula, and now over 500,000 streams, and it's on
Big.
2K, the online features, and it's on Madden 24.
Mm-hmm.
And to do all of that independently, and when it came to even dealing with getting a Young Devin verse, me as a young indie record label owner.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Talk about it.
Of Credle Entertainment, I had the privilege or like the experience of I'm dealing with Def Jam. I'm talking to Atlantic Records about getting this verse done
for distribution. Oh, you did.
Yeah, as far as because Young Devin is signed
Okay.
to Def Jam, but her management was through her cousin who works with Atlantic. So it's that gave me the experience of how it is as far as like looking to work with an artist on that caliber level.
And he's a dope artist too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him on too. So
shout out to Trav Mula. We met on tour, so that was an organic exchange between us when I showed him the record, and he was like, "Yeah, this is something I want to be a part of." So that was that. But when it came to the remix and putting that together, it was amazing. Having my own sister,
definitely dope. Yeah, your sister Moon Sky, man.
Moon Sky having her on it.
Yeah.
She snapped on that, and then having Deba, Far Rockaway on it. So
Far Rock.
Queens in the building.
Queen, yeah, man. Y'all was doing big Queens things, man.
So that was very exciting to have them a part of the experience and bring them onto it, and then shoot the visual to that version. Because
right.
For those who don't know, Wxlfpack was a year old. You know what I mean, as far as being out.
And then you remixed it.
Yeah, and then I had to. I want to throw people off, so I was like, all right, like when we do the remix, let's do the visual with it just to give them something fresh. Now it has a brand new life now. So
yeah, and that's a good thing because a lot of people don't know how to work records. People put out a record, put out a song. Now I'm not even gonna call it a record because a record is something you actually structure.
Right.
So a lot of people put out a song and they be like, "All right, I put this out today. Let me drop another one Friday." Instead of working the record, then they trying to figure out why the song didn't go nowhere. But you actually working the record, and I see you working. I see you working the record. I see you working Catfish. We're gonna talk. Tell us a little bit about that. I ain't gonna let you escape being so humble today.
Yeah. Nah. We're gonna talk. So, Catfish was something that actually the director of Wxlfpack, shout out to EP.1 and Moonlight Media. He sent me like this casting call because he sends me casting calls all the time.
Okay.
And for this one in particular, I was like, all right, let me do a self tape. And it was actually one of my first time doing one because I've only been acting really now for like 3 years, as far as outside of my music videos and my musical films and stuff. So they liked what they saw, and I got one of the roles. But the crazy part was I didn't have like the lead role at first.
Okay.
And I kid you not, literally like 5 minutes before the first Zoom meeting, which we was going to do a table read, the person that was doing the lead role just let them high and dry. Now, keep in mind, we had these strips for weeks, so it wasn't like they had the shooting dates in place, they had the location dates in place, so they can't just grab anybody. So there was like it had to be someone from within that knows the script and I can like learn it real fast. So they called me 5 minutes before the Zoom. Was like, hey man, you think you can take on this lead role? And after that, I didn't look back. And after we shot everything, they was like, yeah, we should have went with you originally. And I was like, yeah, man, hey. But God moves in mysterious ways.
So that was my next question. I was just about to say, so do you feel like that was for you? Like that role was meant for you to have? Because that's a strange coincidence.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's mixed feelings on a few things because I feel like as the role, yeah. Well, I'll say this. I'm glad to have the opportunity to showcase my talents on a higher scale. There's some things in the movies that I probably won't do again. But yeah, But it's like for me, it was a learning experience, and right. You grow from it, and I know the things that I'm willing to do for a certain role, and there's some thresholds I'm not going to cross. You know what I mean, when it comes to certain things and new roles, that's coming up. But it was a great experience as far as learning my range, right. As far as how I can be chilled, at one moment and turn up in the next. You know what I mean? So right. I know it caught people off guard. So, but it's going viral. Like people noticing me in real life, and I'm like calling me my character name. I was like, so it's been a experience for me.
They say when a person call you by your character name, you play the hell out that character role.
Yeah.
So that means you was real convincing.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So you looking to be in? So what would your ideal thing be? Like more movie roles or TV roles?
Ooh. I mean, obviously I would do both, but I feel like I would love to do TV because I haven't done that yet, and I feel like that's something that's consistent that you constantly
and the more
yeah
keep
what I mean. That's that's a more consistent check. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's something different. I always wanted to do be a part of a web series or I'm just Wxlfpack is bigger than the record.
So as talented as you are, why you don't just create a web series?
Oh man. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it's about, budgets when money talk. You know what I mean? So
I mean, we never know who gonna watch this.
Right,
so are you willing to take on investors, sponsors, and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think is a journey. You know, I feel like there's a lot of things left that I still have to do within the music world, that I still want to get done. And I look at, you know, TV and film as the gateway, or the door I'm going to eventually go through as far as like doing that more consistently. You know, looking up to the Ice Cubes, the LL Cool J's, the Ice T's, the Ludacris. You know, like looking at them and seeing how they had longevity in this game through, you know, TV and film. But that's definitely the direction that I see myself headed in at some point. But I know for me, it's like still having that balance where I can still do music and still do film at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. So with your entertainment company, are you taking on artists, or are you just focusing on yourself right now, or you know?
Yeah, so we had a, you know, experience. I had experiences working with artists, and what I realized about myself is that, well, what a few things I learned. You know, one, I can't expect me out of
somebody else,
out of someone else.
I
You know
tell
what I
people
mean?
that all the time.
And like as hard as I go for everything, and at the end of the day, I can't want it more than you want it. You know, I can't want it more than you want it for your own career.
Right.
And you know, that was a, you know, particular couple situations that I've been through, and so it's just about finding the right artist that actually want it. But at the same time, you know, with Wxlfpack just taking off crazy right now, I'm just focusing on myself and Moon Sky. You know, my sister Moon Sky,
So,
super talented. She hasn't dropped a project yet, so that's something
that
we're
was my
working
next
on.
question.
Yeah, so like that,
Right.
that's something we're
So
working on.
she's a part of the label. She's actually
Yes.
the artist on the
Yeah.
label. Okay. And she acts. She does acting too.
That's
Or was that her?
Mhm.
Was the Wxlfpack musical film her first major? Well, I'm gonna say major because I see it growing, and
Right,
500,000 people, we can't sneeze at that.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say, is that her first major acting role? Was that her breakout role? Let's say that.
I wouldn't say Wolfpack is, because you know she didn't get to have like a speaking role in it, but um she's
She had vocals on it.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, well, as far as like dialogue. I guess.
Okay.
But she's a St. John's graduate. I've been to her plays. She's done Color Purple. She's done Dream Girls. She's done a lot. So it's like it's there.
So we're gonna have to get her here to talk about it.
It's definitely there. So she just has to get the opportunity of just doing it on the screen. And she's done it live. You know, so that's the only thing that she has to do, because she's been doing music and film before me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I think when you do it live, when you get that live experience, doing it in front of, you know, when you start recording it, I think it's easy. Because the experience of live, you got to see, it's right there on the spot.
Yeah.
People see you, people get to cheer you or boo you right there on the spot. So I think that builds up a lot. So what is she putting out, an album or EP?
So yeah, that's something that we're actually in the works of right now. We're looking to, you know, I don't want to go out the rollout too much, but let's just say it's gonna be a
all right. So
it's gonna be warm. It's gonna be a hot summer.
All right, so we're gonna skip. So, are y'all gonna do a project together?
That is in my.
Or is that's giving away too much too?
No, because I mean that I know that's something that people would want. I mean, even based off these last two records that we did together, you know, Wxlfpack, our record, Running Back, you know, that's out right now. Giving that inspirational, you know, drill vibes, hip hop vibes.
I get a little gospel feel too.
Yeah, you know, gospel influences definitely with the choirs and things of that sort, and putting our spin on, you know, the whole drill instrumentation sound, and that's why I feel like that's why Wxlfpack been catching fire, and that's why we've been, you know, reaping the benefits of our labor, because it's refreshing, you know, people's rejuvenating that. Oh man, it's a drill beat, but it's different, like, you know what I mean? So, and the choir on it and what we're talking about is inspiring, you know, and we just want to inspire the youth and everyone, the whole world, and let people know that there's a different side to it.
So, if you had a chance to get Wxlfpack played in sports arenas, sports fields.
Yes.
Which sport would you think?
Basketball.
Do you think with basketball? Oh, you said that quick. You said, so basketball must be your first love.
Absolutely. I mean, I was ranked from the age of 11 all the way through college.
Mhm.
So, basketball that's near and dear to me. Now, am I
And
close?
what you play? Point?
Yeah, I'll just say guard because point guard,
play
shooting
one
guard.
and
I did whatever you needed. If you needed
Okay.
15 points, 10 assists, I got you. If you just like, all right, my teammate, they ain't hitting on all cylinders today. I got to go for 30. That's what I got to do. You know what I mean? So, word.
All right. So, would you, in a perfect world, if you could balance everything out, would you still play basketball? Would you do music, or would you pick acting? Or if you could do all three, would you prefer to do all three?
Yeah, I mean, I do all three now.
So you still actively play basketball?
Yeah, I still play. Still play.
Okay.
You just gotta find the time. There's open gyms. There's I've been playing in men's leagues. Like the last men's league I played in, the championship games at the Barclays. You know what I mean? So
Dope.
I have to keep playing basketball because one, there's gonna be a time when I can't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I can. And it's a great way for networking. As well, just like how they say business deals can be done on the golf course. I think business deals could be done on the basketball court as well.
I think business deals could be done anywhere you at if you're really business minded.
You know what I mean? And you never know who you can bump to. So I want to play an NBA All-Star celebrity game. That's on my bucket list. That's what I want.
We got time.
I got a lot of time.
We got time. you making some noise. You making a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get there. You're gonna get to where you're going because I see the star power in you, and I see it shining. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I could be able to give you all the support that I can give you.
I appreciate that, man.
And like I said, I see you working, and I don't see too many artists that stay focused and really do the work. Like a lot of people just I'm doing this, and then next week they be like, oh, yeah. But I see you you really putting in the work, and not only are you putting in the work, you put in the work in a lot of different fields. So that takes a lot, and that says a lot. That shows a lot of character.
No, absolutely.
So if nobody told you how dope you are, we here to tell you today. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
You're super dope. I truly believe that you're gonna be a dope artist, and I think you got a bright future ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you.
Don't give up. It's a lot of haters in this world, and we always need haters. If we got 100 today, let's try for 1,000 tomorrow, and that's how that go. And so what else you want to talk about? What else? We not gonna have you sit here and just be super humble. So what else you got going on? Tell the people, let's So what type of artists would you be looking for once you start looking for artists?
I mean, I'm just looking for the intangibles, even before we get to the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like how are you as a person?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How's your work ethic? You know what I mean? Like, are you someone that I will bring around my family? Type of thing. So because for me, like Wxlfpack, when people think Wxlfpack, I don't want them just to think just a record.
Just the record.
It's
a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. It's a community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if it's not someone that I would consider like family or like in the community or someone I would hang around me or someone that would inspire me, then nah, I don't want no parts. You know what I mean? When it comes to that. So, but if we're talking, I guess music style wise, something that someone with substance, at the end of the day. So it can be, inspirational music, it can be hip hop, it can be R&B, it can be pop. If you got a story, that I can feel, music that I can relate to, that I can resonate with,
mm-hmm.
then that is something that that we can, look into. But it's like, even though I don't have artists that's like signed under me, I'm still helping artists.
So you do. So would you be open to artist management or artist development?
Right now we're doing consulting, because
Okay.
people hit me up a lot when it comes to like their rollouts. If they need a certain connection with, digital marketing, we specialize on the right plugs as far as like YouTube promotion, Spotify promotion. If people like looking to do tours and stuff, like I know, I have a large, network, of people. So like, I'm still helping out artists, or if they need to know how to protect their music or how to license their music and get it copywritten, do you have a PRO, which is a performance right, I ain't coming to it right now, but PRO is like ASCAP and BMI and things of that sort. Do you know how to document your performances?
Yeah.
So performance rights organization. So those are important things, like, because people are leaving money on the table when you don't document those things.
Yeah.
So is your record, and is it coded? Do you have an ISRC code? Like, it's a lot of things that people don't think.
They don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't know. They just know how to go in the booth. And the labels are. It's not the label job to teach you. In a perfect world, a label will teach you, but we all know the labels need to get more than what they want, more than what they deserve, actually. I'm not going to say more than what they want, more than what they deserve, because they're not doing nothing but pushing the button. I mean, they invest the money, but do you really benefit from, all right, so would you rather go major, or would you rather stay independent? What would be your preference?
I mean, it depends on the situation. You know what I mean? So for me, ideally, like, yes, I would want to stay, independent, so I could, have no one filtering or interjecting with my creative, control. But who's to say, like, there's not a major record label or major situation that doesn't understand? You know what I mean? What if they do, like, nah, we see your vision, like, we see what you're doing, like, nah, we're behind you, 100%, type of thing. So it's all about how the deal will be crafted, and if it, tailors to your needs. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a business. So does it make sense for both sides?
Right.
And I feel like that's the part that people leave out. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you was giving someone $1 million, wouldn't you want to recoup that too? You know what I mean? So it's just like
recoup and make profit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, at the end of the day, you got to see what makes sense for both sides. Because for me, it's like, if someone gave me that opportunity, I know how I would flip it. I know how I would turn that $1 million into 3, into 5, into 10. So
if an artist came to you right now and asked you, all right, I know how to rap, but I can't really structure a song. What advice would you give them?
For me, it's all about studying, the game. Like, what is an artist, or who's an artist that you feel that you can resonate with, that can do those things? You know what I mean? And really studying the game. So for me, it's like, all right, I was really studying. I mean, I studied, a lot of people, but in particularly, my favorite artists are Kanye and Kid Cudi.
You answering my questions again.
You know what I mean? Those are my two. Those are my two
creative guys.
Yeah, you could throw Donald Glover in there, as well.
Another creative guy.
So it's like, okay, like, studying that and seeing how they pretty much, structure their tracks and things of that sort. But I was obviously putting, my own style on it. But if you look at like a LeBron, right? Where it's like he's his own person, but it's like, in glimpses you can see, oh, that look like Oscar Robertson right there. Or, wait, that look like Magic Johnson right there. You can see
kind of a chameleon.
Yeah, like, you can see what influenced him, but it's still him.
It's still LeBron.
It's still LeBron at the end of the day. So that's how I do it in my music, where it's like, you can see, like, you can hear in certain things, like, oh, I can tell who might have inspired that particular part of this particular part, but it's still Cradle.
That takes a special ear, though.
Yeah.
You have to have that musical gift, because
Right.
some people had a gift and some people just, oh, I like that. But some people actually feel it, and you could tell the difference. Like when you feel the music, you hear it the way nobody else hears it, and you could be
Right.
like, all right, cool, I could do this, or if this is a good idea, do this with this. So are you open to writing for people?
I have.
You want you
Yeah.
want, you want to say anybody you wrote for? Or you want
No, that's but
NDAs?
yeah, or not even NDAs. I just I'm just not on that type of time right now.
Mhm.
But I have written for for artists. I written for artists on my own records where I just love their voice so much that I'm like, yo, you just got to come and sing this part I wrote for you. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Type of thing. So I'm really great at direction
Hmm.
and letting people know like, hey, this is what I need from you, and they're able to execute it.
So would you consider yourself a producer?
Yes, yeah, I would on some
'Cause-
form, yeah, because it's different forms of production in my life.
Absolutely.
The people be like, "Oh, producer's only the beat maker." Like, no,
Right.
no, not at all. There's executive producers. There's producers that make sure that there's a certain structure being followed, and that when it comes to production, it's also playing A&R. Like,
Mhm.
I know what sound, what artist, what feature would sound really great
To what
on
artist?
this record.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a plethora of things
So
when it comes to
you wear a lot of different hats because that's a talent scout.
yeah. I told I have a really great ear, so I'm real thankful for that.
So I mean, that's something else you could work on the labels.
No, yeah.
Because they'll definitely give you a check for scouting talent. So that's definitely another avenue. Um, so what's next? What's the next feature film you want to do after Catfish?
I mean, right now I haven't really focused on film as of yet.
Everything is Wxlfpack
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
everything's Wolfpack.
So
right
what
now.
do you think about making Wxlfpack into a full length, or what is it called? Full length, full feature film?
Like yeah, like a full length feature.
Yeah. Or would you be open to doing it like a series run?
I think with Wolfpack, I would want to do like a full length movie
Mm-hmm.
to it. And that is something I do, see myself doing at some point. It's just something that might be done, next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I don't know. But whenever that opportunity does come, when we have the resources
Mm-hmm.
to do so, then yeah, that will happen
Okay.
for that. But when it comes to like any future films, yeah, I'm still open to, doing movies and things of that sort. I'm just waiting for the right
The
opportunity,
right.
the right opportunity, the right roles. I just finished putting together, updating actually my actors reel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking to start shipping that out and seeing that what's that about. So then you actually gave me some homework to do today.
Right. That's good. I mean, we supposed to make the wheels keep turning.
Right, right.
So that's a good thing. And like I said, I see you being great, and I just want to keep. I want I want to keep seeing you do great things. So
Right.
sometimes I might say some smart shit by mistake, and don't
Mhm.
really know I said some smart shit. It just comes out, and it was meant to be said though.
Mm.
So what else? What else you got in the works? Let's say in the next 5 years, what will be the ideal place for you to see your company?
Definitely embodying the name entertainment. So
Mhm.
being a part of everything that's under
That's
entertainment.
entertainment,
So
right?
being involved in music, TV and film, sports, and I see ourselves having, well, one, doing it full time.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this full time. Like that's what I'm manifesting. That's what I've been working so hard for. And having, sponsorships, brands that coexist with our message, Cradle Entertainment, where lone wolves find their home. So I love to, again, going back to your point of sports arenas, having partnerships with the NBA, where it's like, all right,
Absolutely.
like we have Wolfpack, is we're working with the Minnesota Timberwolves, with this, or we're working with NC State, which is the school in the ACC conference. Their mascot is Wolfpack. They reposted, some Wolfpack material and stuff. They posted clips of their sports, where it's cheerleading. Actually, it was cheerleading in particular, where they put my music behind it. So like they know
So
I'm here.
the first time somebody sent you that, and you seen your music getting played at a game, how did it make you feel?
I don't know if it was played on a game, but I know that whenever they put together like content, that they put the music behind it, on social media, So for me, when I saw that, I was like, all right, they hear my how, type of thing. So that's the next step for me, though, as far as getting that record played in arenas, such as NC State or whoever. They don't even got to be Wolfpack, associated. I would love that because it has more of a connection. But any arena would be fire.
I think I keep going back to Wolfpack because it's like, it's not just a song. Like, it's like a real bit. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I just be singing the song, and I'll be like, oh, how the hell am I singing this song? And I'll be like, oh, it's dope. Then I I play the clip for people and be like, yo, who that? I'll be like, oh, you don't know who this is? Watch the video. Because I don't want to tell you, I could talk about something, and I just because I like it don't mean, you know what I'm saying? I need you to experience it for yourself.
Right.
So when I play it for people, let's see, 9.5 out of 10 always had the same reaction. So it's like, you don't get that. That's like, this might be your signature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people can't get that magic. So how many more of those you got in the chamber? It don't got to be the same style, but how many more songs? I'm gonna call it a movement song. How many more movement songs you think you got in the chamber?
Oh man, that's tough, bro. Because it's like any crazy album, right? It's like let's go to something historic, right? Like let's go with I'm from Southside, so let's go 50 Cent, right?
I
It's
knew
like
you was gonna say that.
so it's like when it comes to Get Rich Dad Trying, I'm like, all right, how many in the clubs does he got? Like it's just I got hits. It's just in different ways, and I won't know how it's gonna hit until it's out.
Until it hit.
You know what I mean? So I have a whole there's a Wolfpack. I am working on Wolfpack the album.
No, I know. I know. we trying to get the people to know what you're doing now. I know because I follow you, so I definitely know what you're doing. But I want you to tell the people what you're doing because, it ain't. We need the world to know. I don't want to. I'm gonna spread the word. I'm gonna keep spreading the word, but I want them to hear from your mouth so they, I ain't just talking about it. They like, oh, you just keep hyping this guy up. So I'm trying to show them that everything I'm saying, I really mean it, and I don't listen to too many artists. I don't, because everything sounds the same. So to listen to your records is like a breath of fresh air. And then I didn't know Moon Sky was your sister at first. I was just like, oh, they got a dope chemistry. And then I'm like, okay, they got another song. Okay, it's dope. So I'm like, all right, that's a cool chemistry. So when I see y'all together, I just see y'all doing some kind of film or something, or maybe that might be just my mind. Like, yo, y'all could do this, but I see y'all doing like y'all make a dope duo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you see it or she see it because y'all brother and sister, but when people but I think y'all make a dope duo. I definitely do. I definitely do think y'all make a dope duo. So I look forward to seeing y'all doing a lot of more dope stuff together.
No, absolutely, man. And it's to follow up and attack respond to everything. So even for us, where it's like, all right, like I know a collaboration album is something that we know we want to do, but there's certain steps that have to be taken before we get there. You know, like for me, it's like I don't think it makes sense doing a collaboration album, and she doesn't even have her solo project out yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like let's build that anticipation, or let's grow individually, so we can be the best duo we can possibly be. You know, so I feel like that stems from building yourself and getting yourself better individually. Like same thing with any sports teams. You know what I mean? When it came to the off season, if I got 1% better, if you got 1% better, if this person got 1% better, we're a better team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, all right, like now I'm stepping more into the management executive side and be like, okay, as an executive producer of a project, like, all right, like we're gonna make sure that people know who Moon Sky is, because for us, it's like it's just as important as it is for us to be a duo. It's important for us to be individuals as well.
Right.
And I feel that her solo project is so much needed, because I dropped my solo project, and my first one was, as far as like globally, or as far as like on streaming platforms rather, was Lone Wolf 2 in 2019, where I was talking about stress. I was talking about depression, like. I got evicted at some point, and it was just going through a lot of different crazy things, talking about my ex shorty, like it was a lot of things going on, and I had to air that out in that album. And then
so that was more of like a therapy session album.
Yeah. Okay. And then in 2022 I dropped and I was rap that Lone Wolf 2 for the most part, and then I turned around and dropped mainly a whole R&B record album called Tales of the Sad and Lonely. You know what I mean, where I pretty much just go into all my relationships romantically, you know what I mean, how that, and pretty much just growing as a man, from those situations, and taking accountability, and which I feel should be spoken more in the music about. You know what I mean? It's always, I was this person, was that person. Like, nah, like I don't hear a lot of music where it's the individual taking responsibility. I'm like, nah, I messed this up. I had to grow from this situation. You know what I mean? So when my solo project's out, I feel like it's only right that she have her own
absolutely,
music as well. So that's definitely something that is in the works. But I feel like that order has to happen, where we have to have our solo projects, and then Wxlfpack with me, and
she
then
got a nice that's a nice song to catapult her though.
Yeah.
To get her in the eye. So that was very unselfish.
Oh yeah.
That was very unselfish. I look forward to seeing a lot of great things.
Absolutely, man.
I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to ask you. Why I actually got you here. We going to close, and I'm gonna be like, damn, I ain't asked this, I ain't asked that. So this summer, you playing any tournaments, or you just gonna keep working the music? But you could do both. You could work the tournaments and you can work the music at the same time.
Yeah, for me, it's I don't know if I'm gonna be doing tournaments, but I know I'll be doing a lot of park sessions. Like in my neighborhood, 'cause I live in Briarwood now. We built a community there, Wxlfpack there, where it's like we have a group chat, and it's like 20 plus of us, where it's like, yo, hey, I'm going to the court around this time, and then everyone like kind of just, but I pull up,
everybody show up.
You know what I mean? So regardless, if only 10 people, if only half show up, you still got a good amount. Like, you still good. So I just creating, that Wxlfpack community everywhere. That I go. But I plan on touring, a lot more this
for this
summer.
EP right now you got out, or you putting another project out?
I mean, for pushing of Wxlfpack, the film in general. As far as like my personal album, Wxlfpack, that's something that I'm manifesting that hopefully I can get done, by the last quarter, of the year, around that fall time. That's that real wolf.
And you're gonna do a real rollout, old school rollout.
Yeah, like so like I feel like right now it's kind of old school, where it's like,
nah, this is definitely a rollout.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you on a lot of red carpets.
So it's like we building, crazy anticipation. So it's like, okay, Wxlfpack the record is fire. Like Wxlfpack grew its own legs, where people thought like there was an album, like, and there is, but like I changed the whole name to it, because originally I called the album. It was gonna be called Lone Wolf 3, End of an Era, because I started that Lone Wolf series, and like Wxlfpack just grew so crazy. I'm like, you know what? This is a whole brand. How do I maximize this brand? So it's like we're working on actually, you know, we're working on a clothing line.
I was just about to ask you, are you doing merch?
Right now, yeah, because we have merch available, but it's like right now I want like an actual like clothing line where I'm like working with a designer to have. It's different to have like, you know, things like be printed out, and you know that's cool, you know, and that's been getting us by. But I feel like once you have a designer that's actually designing what you want and how you want it to look, and you got more creative control, I feel like it's really going to take off.
Yeah, so we might talk about some things. I do design. I do a little bit.
Yeah, I was seeing. I see the No More Favors on.
Yeah, this is a
side right
this
there.
This is exclusive right here.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, this
word.
is
Yeah,
this is actually my daughter brand, Brooklyn since birth. But I'm
gonna have to change that to Queens, but we could talk if she does that.
Yeah, but like I said, we got some things we can talk about.
Right. I like that. That's very fine.
But yeah, and one thing I could say is when you hear your music playing, it's a rush. But when you see people wearing your brand, it's like a high that never go away. Yeah. So with something like that, and then I always tell people, if you're gonna do clothing, make sure you do something that's gonna last forever. Because a lot of people do fly by night stuff. You got a lot of meme shirts out here. You got a lot of meme clothing brands out here. So you don't really, I tell people, you don't really want to do that, because in 5 years, you think people won't care about you? No. And I want something that in 5 years, when they doing Throwback Thursday, you can pull it out and it still look good, and it still go with this year. So yeah, I definitely, we could definitely have some conversations.
The quality's fire. I see it's stitch and
I do everything. Quality. I do everything myself. Well, not the stitching, but as far as picking out the materials, the fabrics, the colors, and everything. I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we gonna talk, man.
I try to stay creative, because I don't. It's a way to help me stay in tune with the music without actually still doing music. So it's cool. I might come out of retirement one day.
Right, man. So you know I'm a call away. So
yeah, but now I'm trying to do some acting too. So when you ready to start your web series, don't forget that if you got an extra part somewhere, call me and I'll be there. But I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to getting Moon Sky on here. Absolutely. So that's what we're gonna work on next. We're gonna work on that. So I might have to, call you in for a favor. But I definitely want to get an interview with her, and I want you to keep doing everything you're doing. I want you to continue being successful, and tell everybody your Instagram, your YouTube. Tell everybody where they can follow you at, where they can find you at.
Yeah. So you guys could follow me at I Am Credle. Which one I'm looking at right now? This one.
One of them pick you up.
So we here looking at you can follow me at I Am Credle. That's CREDLE. CredleEntertainment.com, where you can tap into not only the music, but you can follow the movement by signing up to our emailing listing, so you can stay updated with upcoming events. It's just in. I'm announcing it here for the first time. We are headlining the legendary SOBs April 28th. That's a Sunday.
Dope.
It's our first time. I'm getting a weekend date. If you perform at SOBs, if you know anything about SOBs, getting that is hard.
It's hard.
I had to pack out SOBs on a Monday. You know how hard it is? You know what I mean? But we done it, you know what I mean? So I'm excited for that. We're gonna have the band. We're headlining with Cradle and Moon Sky, us with the Day Summit. So shout out more bookings. Shout out Scott Morris, for the opportunity. It'll be my 5th time performing. It'll be our 5th time performing at SOBs.
Oh wow.
You know, it'll be our 2nd time headlining. You know,
Dope.
so yeah, we in the building, man.
Dope.
We
I appreciate that exclusive.
no, of
Well,
course,
I
man.
appreciate that exclusive, and I'm definitely gonna pull up and support.
Well, yeah, we
Well,
outside.
I thank you for coming through. First episode of No More Favors. My guy Cradle. Make sure y'all tap in because that Wxlfpack, you gonna feel it how. I promise.
Cheer.
Peace.
Wxlfpack.
Right, feel it.
Yeah.
Pause.